Good afternoon, First Alert meteorologist Caleb Saylor here with a forecast update. As we're heading into the rest of the day, we're getting new weather information in. New weather models are producing new runs, and we're getting the latest information to you on the upcoming weather system for this weekend. We've been paying attention to, over the past 24 to 48 hours, the weather system that impacted us this morning, and now it looks like we've got another round of potentially icy conditions to come this weekend. So we've issued a first alert weather day for Saturday. The primary time frame is looking like right now, Saturday afternoon into the evening for everybody across Northeast Indiana and Northwest Ohio. We particularly want to make sure that you're aware of what's happening because we know that a lot of people are going to be out on Saturday afternoon. They're going to be traveling, shopping, restaurants, whatever it is. You've got weekend plans more than likely on Saturday. So we want to make you aware of what's to come. This was the result this morning of the icy conditions. GFL here in Fort Wayne delayed trash service by a day because their trucks had trouble getting through the neighborhoods because pretty much all neighborhood roads were just ice. So that was the concern this morning, and this is a similar concern that we've got for this weekend. So that's why we've issued that first alert weather day. You might be asking yourself, why have we been dealing with so much wintry precipitation over the past couple of days? Well, we're kind of been stuck on this boundary in between colder air to the north and warmer air to the south. Sometimes that warmer air starts to override that colder air at the surface, meaning we see precipitation fall as rain, and then when it hits the ground, it starts to freeze on contact. That's what happened overnight and this morning. But these weather systems tend to travel along where that boundary is, that cold air, warm air boundary, and it just so happens to be near us, and it's going to be near us over the next couple of days, which we can see here in the upper levels of the atmosphere. Yes, it's not directly from west to east, but overall that's been the general weather pattern as weather systems have been moving from west to east, maybe southwest to northeast, but overall those trends have been taking those weather systems over top of us and will continue to do so for at least the next 7 days. So in the upper levels of the atmosphere, when we see these little tiny dips in the atmospheric flow, those are indications that we've got weather systems moving over us. So we can see one of those on Saturday morning out in the Great Plains, and then still west to east flow as we get into next week. And then we've got another dip right on top of us Tuesday into Wednesday and Wednesday into Thursday. So those are days that we're going to keep an eye on that I'm going to talk about here in just a second. But what can we expect for the rest of the week? Well, tomorrow, last day of the work week, we're not expecting any weather impacts. Roads should be good. Yes, temperatures will be a little bit on the chilly side, but overall, we're not worried about precipitation. And the start of Saturday really looks dry as well. It's not until Saturday evening, maybe into very early Sunday morning, that we see some of that freezing rain develop, possibly some mixed precipitation, and yes, snow is in the forecast as well for some people, although I believe that the snow accumulation is going to be light, and it's not really going to be a huge concern for us, but it's a matter of what order does everything fall in. Does it happen to be freezing rain and then snow on top of it? Well, that's a big problem. But if it's snow and then maybe freezing rain, that's a little bit of a lesser problem. So let's look at future track and time out the arrival of this weather system. Like I said, rest of today into tomorrow, we're not really concerned with precipitation. And really in the general vicinity of Fort Wayne, we're talking Illinois, Ohio, down into Kentucky, this precipitation really isn't starting to show up until late Saturday morning. But as we inch closer and closer to that Saturday afternoon time frame, you can see that precipitation starting to push towards us. This time is at 3:30 on Saturday. I want to point something out because it's not just freezing rain that we could potentially be dealing with. We could be dealing with sleet. That's that area in purple. And we could also be dealing with snow showers. So that's what makes this weather system a little bit different than the weather system that we dealt with on Wednesday and Thursday. That it looks like the freezing line might be a little bit closer to us than what it was this morning, meaning some areas could see snow, freezing rain, and sleet all at the same time. So this weather forecast for this weekend is a little bit tricky, but we want to make sure that everybody knows that There's some potentially icy conditions ahead this weekend that you want to be prepared for. And even minor shifts in this forecast, north or south, changes what type of precipitation we're going to see. But right now, weather models agree that the timing of this weather system is Saturday afternoon and through the evening. By about 10 p.m. on Saturday, we should be mostly done with the precipitation, and we're not really worried about anything in terms of snow or freezing rain falling from the sky on Sunday morning. So another way to visualize this is this map that Matt Leach created last evening. If you're to the north of Fort Wayne on Saturday, it's more likely that you're going to see some light snow showers, maybe an inch of accumulation at most for some spots, maybe 1 or 2 spots see a little bit more. In the Fort Wayne vicinity, basically if you draw a line from Warsaw through Fort Wayne through Van Wert, Ohio, or Paulding, Ohio, excuse me, we could be dealing with sleet, could be dealing with snow, we could be dealing with freezing rain. This purple area has more uncertainty as to what exactly is going to happen than places to the north of Fort Wayne or places to the south of Fort Wayne, which it looks like right now could be dealing with mostly freezing rain in that Saturday afternoon, evening time frame. So across the entire area, slippery roads are possible once again as another weather system moves through. So just make sure that you're exercising caution if you're driving on the roads or walking on the sidewalks on Saturday into very early Sunday morning. Just keep in mind that we could be dealing with another layer of black ice during that time frame. And then we turn towards next week. We're going to give you the first alert now that we've got our eye on 2 weather systems for next week. So this is Tuesday into Wednesday. So even Wednesday's weather system looks like it could even leak into Thursday. At this time, it looks like both of those weather systems are going to be mostly in the form of snow. However, being 6-7 days away, we know that the forecast is going to change in between now and then. So we can't give you the exact timing. We can't tell you what exact path this weather system is going to take. And we can't tell you exactly what type of precipitation we're going to see. Those details will get ironed out over the weekend. But we can give you a general idea of what we believe is going to happen. And I believe that it's going to be mostly in the form of snow. And most of the moisture actually from these 2 weather systems, this is Tuesday's weather system, is going to be to the south of us. So we'll get caught on the northern edge of things on Tuesday and into Wednesday. So if it is in the form of snow, right now it looks like it's going to be very light snow, especially on Tuesday. But Wednesday afternoon, that weather system looks like it's going to take a little bit of a more northerly track, which means we could be more firmly in the snow zone Wednesday night into Thursday morning. But keep in mind that this weather system could track a little bit further to the northwest, so it could bring that freezing line a little bit closer to us. So we definitely want to pay attention to next week's weather systems as well. But just know that we got to get through this weekend first, and this weekend we're potentially dealing with some icy conditions. So that